about popular DJs, emerging artists, and they'll be giving audiences a superb 9-hour concert. It kicks off at about 4:30 this afternoon till the wee hours of the morning. The concert also includes a spectacular 10-minute pyrotechnic show at midnight. So to tell us more about that, we're joined by the Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, Mr. Pakstau. Mayor, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
You know, many people believe that this time of year there's a huge exodus. People leave Johannesburg, and while there is some truth to that, Joburg doesn't become a ghost town. There's a lot to do this time of year, and this particular music lovers festival, the festival in Newtown, is one of the things that people can do while they're here.
There certainly is a lot to do. We have over the years developed this festival into a festival that celebrates Johannesburg and celebrates the people of Johannesburg, but it also has enabled us to overcome a historic problem that we had in Johannesburg, where people start throwing fridges down Hillbrow. Is a way in which you celebrate New Year. And over the years, we've overcome it because people have come together, they've congregated at assembly points and celebrated the previous year and look forward to the new year.
You've given us a brief history of this event. Tell us about what we can expect this year. What's different this year to perhaps last year or the year before or future concerts? What makes this year different?
Well, essentially this year is it's a celebration because it's a partnership between the city and 999 Music, and that partnership has been about them making a contribution as musicians to ensure that Johannesburg is a place in which you can celebrate, and them saying that they can invite the people of Johannesburg in partnership with the city of Johannesburg to ensure that we're able to celebrate together and look forward to a prosperous year together. So for us, I think that's an important thing, because it's about musicians making a decision themselves to initiate a process where voluntarily they invite the people of Johannesburg into the celebration. Of course, there will be a countdown period. We're looking forward to that. It should be spectacular. From what I've been told, it's a very spectacular preparation of pyrotechnics and all sorts of lighting that would be taking place there. So we're looking forward to that part too.
Yeah, I like what you mentioned, that it gives some people constructive things to do that are not as destructive as perhaps other ways of celebrating the New Year's, as you've mentioned. And you've mentioned the partnership with 999. I know Chomi is a fond favorite of many government functions, so she'll be bringing some light, some liveliness in the stadium there. And it's an all-day affair, starting at about 4:30, I believe?
It's starting at about 4:30 till about 2 a.m. So it's an entire day's affair, an entire evening and night's affair that would enable us to be celebrating. We've experienced that it's grown over the years, and people continue to see it as a place in which you can be able to celebrate and enjoy yourself. But it's also a period for us in which we're able to come together as a society and say, where have we come from and where are we going? We avoid speeches in this sort of period so we can save people all the speeches and focus more on ensuring that we're able to celebrate, but collectively take a resolution to make the next year prosperous and happy.
I know the part about speeches, people are not looking forward to speeches as they bring in the new year, so I know they'll appreciate that. Just looking at the lineup, I know there's Squatter Camp, there's Kelly Kumalo. What other names come to mind when you think of what people can expect there tonight?
Well, essentially, you've got, you said Chomi, you've got Arthur, you've got different acts. In fact, the names just don't come to the head right now, but you've got different acts of people that are very popular. But there are also DJs that would be performing in the evening, and it should be a spectacular affair. It should be a period in which all of us are able to enjoy. Those of us who will be there are looking forward to being there and being part of a party that celebrates Johannesburg and the country.
And I hope for a change you'll be able to take your executive mayor hat off a little bit and just relax and enjoy the evening. But having said that, there's a lot of work to be done. There are safety, security concerns, people leaving the venue, people at the venue, people even arriving there. What kind of precautions have you put in place?
Well, we've essentially deployed both JMPD and EMS, Emergency Management Services, to be able to provide both the responsive services, but also proactive services that enable people to access the stadium, proper parking facilities, and to be able to exit Mary Fitzgerald. And the idea really is that people should be able to feel safe, and they should be able to feel that their property is safe and secure in and around Newtown. And we've deployed the necessary security personnel to ensure that all precautions are taken into account, and preparations are made to ensure that even in case of an emergency, there is the capacity to respond timelessly. So we've got our staff and personnel deployed there. And of course deployed throughout the city, but we've deployed specific staff that would ensure the safety and security of revelers and partygoers.
I'm imagining the drive back home, making sure that there's police visibility, etc. That's still very standard.
It's still very important because we need to ensure that we reduce the road carnages that we experience during this period. It's an unfortunate thing that we experience the number of road carnages in this period as South Africans, and it's something that we need to do ourselves to improve driver behavior. We ensure that for those who end up taking a bottle or two, that at least you have a driver who hasn't had a drink, so that in fact you ensure that your own safety is taken care of, but also the safety of other road users.
Mr. Mayor, as we wrap, can you just quickly give us the logistics in terms of tickets? Are they available at the door? The pricing thereof? Alcohol, is it allowed in there? Can people bring picnic baskets, camp chairs? Tell us briefly about that.
People can bring in picnic baskets. There are also sites in which people could be able to buy drinks and food. So you should be able to essentially celebrate in a normal way in which you're able to celebrate. Tickets are available at the door, so when you arrive, you would be able to come in and say, I would want to get access into Mary Fitzgerald and to be part of the party. And we really encourage people to take this time, congregate at one spot in which we can all be able to celebrate and look forward to 2014. We think that 2014 brings greater prosperity for everybody. As a people and as a society, we've been through difficult times, and it's time to confront our challenges, but to also celebrate the progress that we've made as a society. And in the year in which we're celebrating 20 years of democracy, I believe that we should be able to say, this is how far we've come. Let us confront our challenges, and let us celebrate our progress and build on what we've achieved.
Indeed. Thank you so much for your time, Executive Mayor of Johannesburg, Mr. Pakstow. I somehow can't imagine you in a pair of jeans relaxing there at the Mary Fitzgerald Square. But you stranger things have happened. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a very, very great year ahead of you in terms of 2014. Happy New Year in advance as well. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year.
And that's where we leave it. Back with more after this.
We've searched long and hard to get a positive voice on e-tolling in South Africa. You are the man on the spot this morning, Doctor.
This is a classic example of people not being able to see the wood for the trees, because we should concentrate on the roads and think about what it was before these roads were improved.
I want to ask you, though, about the profitability of e-tolling and the fact that so much of the profits will be going to Austria. What is your opinion on this?
This is a pretty rubbish argument. Get the emotions out of the way and just appreciate the fact that we've got these first-class roads, and if we want better roads in future, in Cape Town, in Durban, wherever, in Pretoria, we're going to have to pay for it, and this is the most efficient way to pay for it.
I think I'm going to ask the Minister of Transport to take you on a road show, sir.
Watch Newsroom with me, Eben Janssen, weekdays at 9 a.m. Central African Time, only on SABC News.
So many bad incidents happening around us. We continue sourcing, unpacking and televising nation-building and compassionate stories. From the nation's pride, those who go all out, top achievers, hard workers, those dedicated to making this country a better place, and unusual friendships. Catch all these and more on SABC News.
Please take note of our Christmas break scheduling. Nature on Track will replace View from the House for the entire month of December. Newsroom will take a break from the 23rd of December to the 3rd of January and will be replaced by Shorelines. During the same time period, News at 1 will only be 30 minutes, making way for Africa Journeys. We would like to wish our viewers a Merry Christmas